everybody. This is George K with Action Coach, and this is another Entrepreneur Spotlight interview. I've got a great guest for you. His name is Abdo Mazloum, and he's the founder of WebTmize. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, George. Happy to be here.
So, Abdo, I did a little bit of poking around on your LinkedIn and on your website, and you've got a long career in your field. You're a Montreal boy. You went to Bishop's. You're a little different from most people. They have like a vast, varied journey. You've kind of been on this SEO trip for a while. Tell us how you got into that.
It happened by fluke, I would say, or by just an opportunity that presented itself. I started, after my degree at Bishop's in computer science, I started as a developer for an SEO agency. I think, it just happened this way. I took any job I could get through at university. So,
yeah, entrepreneurs know a little bit about that. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It was a small, scrappy business. It's not alive anymore. We were, I think, 4 or 5 people in the office. I was there for just 6 months. Then I went to a bigger company that got bought by Hybris, then by SAP, more serious. Then to a smaller dev agency as well that worked on sports books and race books, mainly for BetUS. It's like a sports betting engine.
Wow.
I was there for about 1.5 years. And I was dabbling with some side projects all the time, some like my gym's website. It's a project I've been working on for like several years. A few other small projects in the community here in Montreal. And then I was approached by a recruiter for a full-time SEO position at Essence, one of Montreal's greatest startups. When I started with them, it was a business with a few million, and I think a few years ago they hit $1 billion in sales online, global.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, luxury fashion. I was their first SEO specialist in-house, and slowly started getting other opportunities. They're like, the SEM person left. They're like, do you want to take that on? I was like, sure, I'll take that on. When you're young and love learning and want to try different things, you'll take anything you get, right?
The first answer is always yes, and then how the hell am I going to do this?
Well, you fake it till you make it, right? You learn. And
Yep.
Someone who's curious, I would go home after work. That would read up on the field and keep on studying and learning on my own, because I was always curious. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to improve. So worked my way up at Essence. I had a team of 4 people by the time I left in 2014. So I was there for 4 years. That's the longest job I had as an employee. Then I went to Beyond the Rack for about 1 year, but things didn't go so well on the financial side. So they had to lay off a lot of people. I think I was part of a wave of 50 people that got laid off. These things happen. And that's when I went and incorporated WebTmize. I was like, okay, I can do it now after 7 years experience. But my boss at Beyond Rack at the time, he really appreciated me, and we're still friends till today, Richard Cohen. He put me in touch with the founders of OPM Pros, an affiliate marketing agency.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, do you want to start this new arm of the business for us, like a new division? I was like, okay, that's interesting. Maybe I should do it for someone else before I do it for myself, So I was there for about 3 years and grew to
almost as much as your record. Almost.
Yes, yeah. Grew a team of 11 people after 3 years. Won a few awards, and I was just, built a nice network of connections because they had a lot of existing customers. I think they were 30 by the time I joined, and by the time I left, I think in total we were about 50 people with like 50 plus clients. So they put me in touch with a lot of people. When they were pitching for affiliate, I would go pitch with them for SEO, SEM services.
It's a good marriage.
Yeah, 100%. And after 3 years, I was like, okay, 10 years experience. I think I'm ready to do this. So I gave my 6 weeks notice at the time to help them out. And I left and I started taking WebTmize seriously, offering SEO and SEM as initial services. And then we started doing some web development, some data science, some email marketing, some social media.
So
And
were you doing WebTmize as a side hustle while you were doing the other position?
yes, but it was more on hold. There wasn't much going on, like the agreement was like if I take that VP position at OPM Pros was to,
I get it. You got
keep
to put
whatever
everything
I
else on
had.
hold.
Yeah, it was on hold. So I was just maintaining what I had prior to joining the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, so talk to us. Your journey is a little bit different. A lot of entrepreneurs that I speak to, they don't have as much of a rich career in the field before they branch out. So, how did you? How can I put this? How did you escape the golden handcuffs syndrome? You know how people have their job, they got their salary, maybe they got some benefits, maybe they got some dividends, maybe they got some ownership. It's like, this is so comfortable. Why am I going to go and jump out of the plane? The plane's comfortable. It's cruising at 50,000 feet. Why jump out of the plane? So why did you do it?
The main reason I'd say is I felt like I could be a better leader than some of the leaders I was following, I didn't always agree with leadership where I was at different roles. And there's not much you can do, when you disagree with the owners or the founders. You can try to push your ideas in, but there's only so much, you kind of get blocked at some point. You're told to stay put and not push further,
Yep.
So yeah, I had the confidence. I think I was quite confident after 10 years. I was like, okay, I could do better there, with my values, with what I've learned. I learned a lot of things working for other people for 10 years. I was like, I can take those learnings and apply them in a company and try to make a better environment for the people I work with.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So talk to a lot of times when I speak to, I mean, you're a startup, but you're what do I call a mature startup because you had a lot of experience under your belt before you launched WebTmize. So talk to me about the value of setting up things like your vision, your mission, your values. Clearly, you had an idea in your head of what good leadership looks like. It wasn't the same as what you were experiencing. So talk to us about that because a lot of entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs, they say, you know what, that's for big companies. I'll deal with that when I get there. Let me just work on paying the bills and getting things rolling. Talk to us about that, how that helped you.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, you become comfortable at some point. You have a relatively good salary. You have your basics paid. Yes, you have your benefits. It's a 9 to 5 job, but I always, I was always like seeking to do more. And like, I think Tony Robbins says, growth is where happiness is, right? So I always wanted to grow, and when you hit a point where you can't continue to grow because you're being blocked, then, that's where I was sad, and you can almost get into depression because, you can't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish where you
It's
are.
hard to hustle and grind if it's depressing.
100%. Yeah. So I was stuck. There's moments I was stuck. And I was like, if I become an entrepreneur, then I shouldn't be stuck. I should be able to create my own opportunities, create my own destiny, carve my own role the way I want it, and be responsible and accountable for it. So I
So
think,
talk to me about what is it? So when you joined WebTmize as an employee, what is the vision? What is the mission that they're feeling? Like, what is different about your style of leadership and how you do things versus what you see around you?
Yeah, so it boils down to integrity as a core value, you know. So always thought about having core values that can get updated on a regular basis. And yes, outlining the mission, the vision of the business, what we're about, what our goals are, read it, lay it out, write it down, and reiterate every year, So at first it was something that I put in place. A lot of what I've put in place initially is still there, but it's being updated every year. There's been version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so
It
on.
grows like
Yes.
the company does, right?
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that helped a lot is working with a leadership coach or business coach. He helped us, he and she, because we had two different coaches, they really helped us based on the frameworks they work with to to go back to our values, to our roots. Like we've built the business on integrity. You have to stay true to that core value. Doing things in transparency, with trust, with care, with empathy. To the people around you. You can't just do things half-assed and wish for the best. For sure, you can try, throw so much shit at the wall, some may stick, but it's not the right approach. How can you always, do the right thing even when no one's watching?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really what helped us.
So I love the fact that you're open to coaching, you understand the value of it. What were some, so you said that your coaching experience helped you to reflect on your values. What other tool sets or what other issues did your coach help you to either uncover or solve that helped your company get to the next level?
Absolutely. So there's always issues with people, right? With team members. You get into disagreements or some assumptions and interpretations. Some events happen, they get interpreted in a certain matter. And sometimes it's difficult, and you also feel stuck in a situation where like this is really happening. How do we resolve this? And you reach out to your coach and you take a session with them, and you try to untangle some of those things. And we've had some sort of, what do you call it, mediation sessions as well. We had a conflict with some members, and we did some kind of mediation to resolve this, to hear each other out with a neutral person. Obviously you're doing coaching in confidence with someone, and then your coach suggests potentially doing a mediation because they're hearing different stories from different angles. And I think it just made us stronger, really be opening up and communicating, and always seeking to find a solution. How can you be more solution focused versus problem focused?
Oh yeah.
Helped a lot.
So, for example, some question is, were you offering coaching to your team as well, your employees as well? That's great.
100%. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So did you see a difference with regards to things like turnover, for example, loyalty with regards to doing the right thing, like you said, without being told to or without being watched? Did you see a change or a difference in that?
Absolutely, 100%. And on top of that, our coach comes with us every year to the south. We go to Mexico, somewhere in the Caribbean or Dominican Republic. We went 1 year, but it's our 3rd year we go to Mexico. And he comes, he animates a lot of the activities.
So it's like a retreat.
Yeah, 100%. That's where we do a lot of brainstorming sessions, different activities, team bonding, and it's been great. For sure, you have turnover, but I'd say generally in the past 2 years, maybe like a 90% retention, like 9 out of 10 people stay, which is pretty good, like over 90%.
How big is your team now?
We're 27 people now.
Wow. What's the mix? How much of it is local versus abroad?
90% here. We have 2 people abroad.
Wow. Good job.
And the rest in Montreal. Yeah.
Good job. I mean, for your industry, man, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, for your industry, it's very common that you have a small core team, local, but the rest is outsourced. What do you feel is the advantage of having this local team? Because it's a challenge that a lot of entrepreneurs are facing right now.
100%. Yeah. No, I mean, we believe in having this human connection with teams together. I think the creativity is better when people are meeting in person. You have that human element present. We're not fully, in office every day. We're asking people to come 8 times a month or twice a week. We find it helps. After the pandemic, it was 1 day, and we went up from 1 to 2 days, and we find it's a good stage we're at right now. And yes, people connecting, a lot of people are friends. They go out after work together, and it's usually a good sign if people become friends, and we've facilitated. It's the 4th year where we go south for 1 full week together, right? We're doing the minimum to make sure that the boat stays afloat, and we don't lose all our clients while we're here.
This is WebTmize. We're all having fun on the beach. Call back in a week, please.
Yeah. And we've done it strategically right after our busiest season, which is upcoming. We do it the first or second week of December after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is really a busy time for us,
I can
being
imagine.
in the e-commerce space. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you really cut your teeth in the retail space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of experience there. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So what's next for you? What's upcoming? What's the next phase for WebTmize?
Growth is where it's at. Continue to grow, but grow smartly. We were at some point bigger than we are now. At some point, we were 31 and things were not going so well. Like we took on more than we can. We hired more people. We weren't as organized and process oriented. And we lost people and we lost clients. That was over 2 years ago. And it just happened. We learned a lot. Sometimes you have to slow down to scale back up. I think we're in like in scale up mode right now. Continue to grow. We have a few
More of same or different products that you're looking to expand into?
same and other products, like, yeah, diversifying. We've never had as many clients as we have today.
Wow.
We had bigger clients before, and we've lost some of those clients. I mean, they internalized, but we have a stronger mix of clients, more diversity, and more services, more partners. And we work with a company in New York where we do all their performance marketing for them. They're like complementary services. They do brand and creative. And we're in discussions with a company in Europe, potentially more collaboration with them.
That's
So
great.
yeah, a lot is happening.
Bring that European money home to Quebec. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. So one quick question. I've talked to a lot of people in your space, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from them about how AI is disrupting their field. How has WebTmize kind of steered that boat?
We've been using AI for several years. Of course, with OpenAI, ChatGPT, it kind of gotten very hot and everyone's talking about it. But we've been using AI for many years before that.
Okay.
We're Google Premier partners, and they've had AI in all their products before, like in the smart bidding space, budgeting, using chatbots is something that's been around for a while. For sure, ChatGPT helped a lot because kind of democratized um, like a chatbot and quite integrates with other tools and produces amazing results very fast, processing data like video and text and images in different languages. So that's definitely been great, and we leverage it. And we have a license on ChatGPT. We're testing Gemini as well. So we've always been open and tech agnostic. We're happy to test any tech as long as it provides a solution. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
means to an end.
Yeah.
We're not worried about our industry to change or lose steam in the near future. I think it should only get better for us. That's I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah, I always tell people it's not the tool, it's how you use the tool, right? I mean, you can give a horrible golfer the best clubs in the world. It's not going to make him a better golfer.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, excellent. Well, listen, I love the attitude. I love the fact that you are open to coaching, but you're also applying it. I mean, we see a lot of cases where people get information, they get the training, and then the execution, the implementation, not so
Mhm.
much. And judging by your growth, judging by the fact that you've stuck around and you've endured a lot of the ups and downs that this market has had in the last little while,
Mhm.
says that your dedication to integrity is actually paying off. And
100%.
the
Yeah.
fact that you're using a local team and you're rewarding them so richly for the hard work is also a good sign. So I really appreciate that. I think a lot of companies can learn from the example that WebTmize is setting.
Thank you.
Well, this has been a great conversation. I really can't wait to do it again. I look forward to seeing more things from WebTmize, and I wish you nothing but the best of success.
Appreciate it. Thank you.